Alright, so I am getting the first signs of life out of my guidance and navigation computer buffer unit here. I've got an Arduino here running a really simple program that lets me just toggle GPIOs hooked up to a level translator chip that takes the 5 volts from the Arduino and takes the high levels to negative 0.75 volts and low levels to negative 1.5 volts or so. And those are running into the main connector on the buffer unit there. It's not doing exactly what I expected it to do, but I understand why it is doing that. It turns out the way the differential receivers are wired up inside the box, that if both the high and the low inputs to the differential transceiver are high, then both the high and the low outputs from the differential transceiver will also be high. And that means there's a lot of places in this box where the logic just kind of breaks down because it doesn't expect a signal and its inverse to both be high at the same time. So that was confusing me for a while, but it's actually quite interesting because the box is actually going all the way through to the end of its state machine in this weird condition, and so we can kind of see the tail end of what it is supposed to be doing. So, as a quick demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and switch it on. And then I'm going to turn on the negative rail for the interface chip. Okay, and so this is what it's doing idle. The top signal, well, I'll talk about that one in a bit. The bottom signal is buffer not busy, which is it's an output from the box that tells the decoder receiver, the box that talked to this thing, that it is not busy and it's ready to do something. It stays low until this box is addressed. It's sort of like a handshaking thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this box to let it know that I want to talk to it. And the buffer not busy signal went high, which means it's ready to do something. And now that I know that it's ready to do something, I'm going to send in a command to to do something. The intention was for this to be a load buffer memory command, but let me hit normal on the scope. When I send this command in, as you can see, the clock starts and counts for 16 pulses, which means that instead of loading the memory, it decided to execute it, whatever was in its buffer, and it shifted all of that out to the AGC. We're looking here at a test point that is the clock. You can also see that the buffer not busy signal went low right before it decided to start clocking stuff out. That means it's, now busy, and it will continue to be busy up until I release the select and then talk to it again. So, yeah, it looks like it works. I just need to apparently hook up every single signal out of the giant 91-pin connector for which I don't have a mate, in order to get this thing to actually do reasonable things like I want. So, progress though. It works, kind of.